Hey everybody, happy Friday. Here is my trading recap for what is today? July 11th. So as you can see, went 2-1 on the day. These first two trades here were essentially the same, which we'll go over those first. Um, so as we typically do every single day, we have the pre-market low, pre-market high marked out. Let me just move this screen up here. Those are our yellow lines. Um, this blue line right here was our prior day low. So as you see off the open, we pushed up above this pre-market high and then immediately sold off over the next couple of 5-minute candles, established our 15-minute range. And then after that, as you can see here, we had that aggressive buying candle, very high volume, which pushed us up over yesterday's low, over the midline of our range, and over the pre-market high as well. So that immediately signaled to me that much more likely that we could continue higher here, especially with the volume on this candle. And so consolidated here for a bit, and then we had another fairly strong higher volume candle that pushed us up and closed over the top of our 15-minute range. So right here is where I started looking for longs. What I wanted to see on this next candle was a retest back down and push up. Did not wait for the close of this candle, unfortunately. Probably should have, because if I did, I would not have entered this. But given that we had two very strong buying candles, leading into this one, I felt good taking an early entry, small size, just half a full size here. So risk was not bad. So we did get this push up. I was up about maybe 10, maybe 15 points. I didn't get a great entry here, so it was probably only about 10 points. And then this candle sold back off, pushed back up again, got a little bit more, but I was really targeting about 20 points on this trade, given that my risk was about 20 here as well. So I was targeting about 20, did not get that, and then on this candle, as you can see, we rejected pretty hard at high a day here, and so this ended up stopping me out. And then next candle, we just bought that all right back up, and so I re-entered, which I don't really have a problem re-entering trade if I get confirmation. We did get a little higher volume, stronger buying candle, very bullish engulfing, buying up this previous selling candle, and so got long here. Don't remember exactly where my entry was, but given that we were trading below this supply zone here, which I'll talk about in a second because that was my second trade. Given that we were trading below this supply zone, we kind of started rejecting here. I just went and sold my full position in here for a quick scalp. So ended up making back what I lost on that first trade, which was fine. As you can see, obviously ended up kind of fumbling this trade here. We had another, another 20 points that I could have got out of this. But like I said, we had this supply zone up here that I was watching. We started rejecting a little bit here, so I just went ahead and sold my full position, made back my losses plus a little bit, which I was completely fine with. So as we continued pushing up here, like I said, I was watching this supply zone, which is these red lines, and so which also lined up with the prior day close, which is not typically, like I would say, as strong as much of a level that I like to watch, but it's one I want to be aware of. And since it lined up with this supply zone, this was definitely something I was watching for a reject. So pushed up here, rejected on this candle with pretty strong volume. As you can see, we're above average volume here. And so this is where I got short with stops right above this 23.11. So we pushed up here, almost hit my stop, and then rejected again. And this is where I added to my position just because of the confirmation, aggressive selling candle here. And I was targeting this 8 EMA for my first trim. So we pushed down, pushed a little bit lower, got my trim off here. Took off most of my position here, given that anytime I'm trading against the trend, as we were trending up, anytime trading against the trend, never know exactly how far down we're going to go, especially when we're above the EMAs. So I took off most of my position here and then just left a runner and sold that right around the 21 EMA here. So this was a pretty good trade. Like I said, I don't go full position size. Typically when I'm trading against the trend into a supply or demand zone. But we did get a really good move, took off most of my position. This was actually my biggest position of the day. And so we got a good winner on that, got some good continuation on the last contract. So overall, I'm very happy with the execution on this trade. Took a lot of patience, was getting worried here when we pushed back up that we were going to get stopped out, but didn't. Got another ad down here, which is something that I don't do all the time, but when we kind of get this confirmation here where we rejected this area multiple times with in this supply area. So got a good trade here. Not happy with how I managed this one. Probably should have waited for this candle to close, but was able to get back in, make back the little bit that I lost. So overall, ending the week with a green day. Happy with that, and we'll be back again next week.